also have a greater part to play. It is said that when the child is born, it is born with an empty brain, otherwise known as tabula rasa. Yes. Now, imagine a situation whereby your parents or parents are drug users, your parents or parents are drug addicts. Their children are highly going to toe the same path. Now, when they toe the same path, you can't blame them, can we? Because that's what they meant. So now, should we blame the child for following footsteps of our parents? After all, the Bible says that in his self-shipping his chronics and see my mother conceived me. Furthermore, it is said that to kill a snake, you cut the head. Another piece of the puzzle we have been missing is, where did they get these drugs from? Who supplies this youth? The grown-ups, adults, drug barons, drug lords, who are masters in the field of drug abuse and drug addiction. They know the adverse effect of these drugs, but yet, when an innocent youth runs to them for advice, or to complain about an emotional trauma he or she is going through, or to complain about the stress society is taking them through, they prescribe drugs to them, add drugs, alcohol, marijuana, Indian hemp and so on, as the present or way out of the situation. So should you blame a youth for turning to an adult to seek advice? Yes. Now let's leave the family settle for a while. What about the mass media? I was watching a TV program the other day and I saw an advertisement for a particular brand of beer. And at the end they said, made for the women. Made for the women. Seriously, made for the women. Every male child that will watch that advert will have it in mind that in order for me to call a real man, in order for me to be addressed as a real man, I must drink that particular beer, that brand of beer. Yes. And very soon, that child will graduate from the level of drinking into having other narcotics. And very soon that process is initiated to drug abuse. In the long run, who owns this mass media? Who runs these agencies? Adults, governments, who are fully aware that this platform they use to advertise these drugs are exposed to both the young and old. Now, for example, at the back of every cigarette pack, you see a statement in block letters, bold: smokers are liable to die young. Yet, they advertise and sell them, and also use them. Youths are only copycats. We have the high tendency to practice what we see. So, should we blame the youth for their drug abuse when it's apparently obvious that they don't have a role to play? Now, not to talk of states that started legalizing the usage of drugs. Yes, but it is still illegal under the federal law in USA. But Justice Department says that it will not contradict state marijuana laws if they don't sell to minors. Seriously, why are they kidding? If they don't sell to minors. Now, when there is no designated area, there's a confined place, a quarantine for adults to go and get these drugs. You to be able to get these drugs too. There's an Igbo adage that I like to translate in English that says, when they go to string the cord, the children will be watching. Now, when you're adults, when you see people that are older than you taking these drugs, buying this drug easily, or for sure you'll be, for sure you too want to participate. So I stand and I repeat, you do not have a role to play in drug and substance abuse. Thank you.
Cocaine, caffeine, sedatives, and so on. While examples of substances that are abused include the drugs, you have sugar, you have beer, and etc. An individual don't just go into the act of abusing drugs without a reason. These are some of the following causes of drug abuse, which include 1. The background. As you all know, don't let your background put your back to the ground, irrespective of anyone you see taking this drug abuse. Taking this drug, you shouldn't abuse them because you see them doing it. Also, euphoric feelings. Some people like to feel high. They feel that inferior. They feel inferior in the society, so they tend to go into abusing drugs so that they feel very powerful in the society. As you all know, drug abusers are dreaded in the society. Also, we have the environment and we have depression. Although the government have been trying very hard to combat this drug abuse by placing advertisements on the media and also on the packs of these cigarettes, but we see that youth still fall victim. Some of the preventive measures to tackle this drug abuse include 1. The government should be active and not passive about drug abuse. When the head is weak, all other parts of the body is weak also. The government, through our agencies such as the NAFDAC and the NDLEA, should see that proliferation is brought to the nearest minimum by ensuring that only qualified medical personnel are licensed to sell drugs. Another one is that parents should make themselves available to their children. As you all know, ability without availability will lead to a liability to the practice of possibility. When parents don't make themselves available to their children and also share in their pains, the children tend to go into what they don't know because they are ignorant of the effect of drugs in their life. In addition, we have that the government should provide employment for the youth. Some people are victims of drug abuse because they are unemployed. An idle man is the devil's workshop. The government should see that employment opportunities and leadership training programs are provided for these youth to take their mind off taking drugs. We can say that if all these strategies are put in place, they will help to combat. They will go a long way in combating the rate of drug abusers. Teach the youth today and fashion your tomorrow. Thank you.
Parents should show good example in order to enable their children or their words inculcate the spirit of showing good character in the society wherever they find themselves. Drug and substance abuse can also be combated or prevented through the mass media such as the radio, the television, the newspaper, the magazine, even the internet, where information is being shared globally or worldwide. Furthermore, youths and individuals in the society should try as much as possible to avoid and refrain from close contact with those who abuse this drug so as not to get influence in carrying out and performing these habits. In addition, the government should try as much as possible also to organize anti-drug abuse campaign program in order to fight against this drug abuse. They could also do so by setting up or formulating some legislation which should guide, govern and control the use of drug in the society. If these suggestions on drug and substance abuse are properly utilized, I believe and I strongly know that drug abuse will die a natural death. I thank you for giving my speech an attentive audience.
Substance abuse can be defined as the excessive consumption of any drug, whether a person is dependent on it or not. Now, drug abuse in Nigeria can be traced as far back as the 1830s when Western countries began using Nigeria and other African countries to smuggle drugs from North America, to Europe and then to South America. Even some analysts believe that Nigeria was actually the core of drug trafficking activity in Nigeria. Now, drug abuse is as common in the rural areas as it is in urban areas. Like in the villages, people make use of, they smoke tobacco, they smoke local plants like cannabis sativa. Street children and even some school children, they use solvents that are capable of making them high. Then in the urban areas, drug abuse presents itself in so many ways, whether it is abuse of prescription drugs or use of narcotics as energizers, use of cough syrup by students or just using drugs so that they can have energy to do the things they need to do. Now, one of the most commonly abused drugs in Nigeria is cannabis sativa, marijuana, and although it is an illegal drug, Nigeria is a major producer of West African grown cannabis sativa. Some of the causes of drug abuse are curiosity, peer pressure and influence, and the media. Peer pressure and the media, and a whole lot of other causes. Also, some of the effects of drug abuse on the family and the economy are as follows. It causes a strain on the family's finances, especially if the drug abuser is an adult. It can tear families apart and cause separation. It causes it makes that to be a bad image of the country. It also increases the crime rate as their violent behavior is associated with crime, and also some people need to indulge in criminal behavior to be able to support their drug abusing lifestyle. Now, I would like to expatiate on the methods of preventing drug abuse. Now, I believe that parents have a very vital role to play in drug abuse prevention, since the home is the primary center of education of the child. Parents should talk to their children on a regular basis about drug abuse and why it's not good, so that from a young age they understand that they are not supposed to indulge in drug abuse. Also, parents are always talking about peer influence. You shouldn't give in to peer influence. Why can't they tell their children that they should be the one to influence their peers to do the right thing and to not engage in drug abuse? Parents should monitor the activities of their children. They should know the type of friends they keep. They should know where their children are at every point in time, so that their children are not involved in drug abuse. Also, schools have a large role to play in drug abuse prevention. There should be clubs, there should be information, they should infuse it into the curriculum, so that people know about drug abuse, so they can't blame it on ignorance or anything. Also, religious institutions have a huge role to play. Like in my church now, they organize this program like this, where they call families together and they call people from like NDLEA and from different places to talk about drug abuse. They talk about drug abuse, substance abuse, rape, and other issues. Religious institutions should not just focus on preaching the word of God or preaching about their religion. They should also talk about the social vices which are not right according to their religion, because it is also a problem in our churches, in our mosques, and in our society, and it affects everybody. And also, I believe the government has a huge role to play in preventing drug abuse. A reason why drugs are not being eradicated, why we still find so many drugs in our society today, is because of the ingenuity of the mode of smuggling. A lot of people, the reason why drugs are still being brought into this country, because they are smart in the way they bring in the drugs. They will hide it anywhere, they will swallow it, they will hide it in their clothes, hide it in their hair, hide it in their shoes, and then it keeps on coming in. So the government should go and re-strategize. They should learn this mode of smuggling in the drugs, and they should find ways to combat it. With these few points of mine, I hope I have been